The storm outside roared. Lightning illuminated the grand hall, revealing carvings on the walls. Not mere art, but records of sacrifice. Women, men, even children carved into the stone, each one with the same terrified expression. They tried to kill me, the queen said softly, following Alice's gaze. They buried me alive beneath this castle. But the earth could not hold me. The curse of their hate became my hunger. Alice's flashlight flickered again, and this time she caught something horrifying. The carvings were not just engravings. They were real faces mummified into the walls. The bodies of her victims, preserved for eternity. Alice stumbled back, her scream echoing through the hall. "Why show me this?" she cried. "Because you will remember me," Vlaria whispered. "And through you, I will live again." Before Alice could move, the queen lunged, a blur of motion faster than thought. Cold hands grabbed her face, and pain lanced through her neck. She felt the world tilt, her body going numb, her heart pounding in sync with the queen's breath. Then, everything stopped. Silence. When Alice opened her eyes, she was lying on the floor, drenched in sweat. Morning light streamed through cracked windows. The queen was gone. The castle seemed smaller, emptier. She stumbled outside, dazed, and found her car where she'd left it. The footage on her camera was corrupted, static, and distortion. Only one frame remained clear, a shadowed woman standing behind her, eyes glowing red. Weeks passed, but Alice couldn't forget. She dreamt of the queen every night, her voice calling from the dark, her touch lingering on Alice's skin. Soon, her reflection began to change. Her eyes seemed sharper, her skin colder, her thoughts darker. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping, and when her friend Mira came to visit, Alice attacked her without realizing it. Blood, warmth, horror, and then nothing but silence. Alice screamed when she came to, finding Mira lifeless in her arms. The sunlight through the window burned her skin. In that moment, she understood. Vlaria hadn't killed her. She had chosen her. Alice became the new vessel of the vampire queen. Now, when travelers venture near the ruins of Castle Varnok, locals say they see a figure standing at the gates, a woman with long dark hair and eyes that glow red in the moonlight. They call her the Lady of Varnok. But those who dare to enter never return. For the queen no longer sleeps, and Alice, her chosen heir, guards the threshold between the living and the damned. And somewhere in the endless dark of the castle's halls, a voice still whispers, "Alice, my queen." Days blurred into nights, and time began to lose meaning. Her mind fought to remember who she was. The researcher, the skeptic, the woman who had once laughed under the morning sun. But that version of her felt like a distant dream. The castle had claimed her, and its walls whispered to her like a choir of ghosts. Every corridor she walked through seemed to hum with life. Every flickering torch casting shadows that moved without her. She could hear the beating hearts of things outside. Birds, animals, even the faint throb of veins from travelers who wandered too close. The sound drove her mad with craving. She didn't want to kill. She tried to resist. But one night, when a group of tourists broke through the gates, thrill seekers filming for their social media, she couldn't stop herself. The moment she smelled their blood, her throat burned like fire. She appeared before them in the courtyard, her eyes glowing through the fog. The men laughed nervously, thinking she was an actress hired to scare them. But when she moved, fast, fluid, inhuman, their laughter turned to screams. Alice watched herself from within as the queen's instincts took over, as her hands became claws and her teeth tore through flesh. Blood splattered across her face, hot and metallic. It felt wrong. It felt perfect. The queen's voice purred in her mind, soothing her trembling conscience. "You cannot deny what you've become, my sweet heir. Hunger is truth. Hunger is life." Afterward, when the bodies lay cold and the courtyard was silent again, Alice fell to her knees, weeping. The queen appeared beside her, or perhaps within her reflection in the pool of blood. "You pity them?" she asked. "They are dust. You are eternal." "Eternal?" Alice whispered, trembling. "Or damned?" The queen smiled, her eyes like fire and ice. "Both." Days passed, or maybe centuries. Alice began to see flashes of the queen's memories. She saw Vlaria in her prime, standing atop blood-soaked battlements as armies fell beneath her charm. Kings had worshipped her, priests had burned for her. And when she grew tired of their adoration, she drank them dry and built her throne from their bones. She saw how men had hunted her, betrayed her, buried her alive, but death never kept her. The earth itself had become her cocoon. Each vision left Alice weaker, more consumed by the queen's spirit. She started wearing the same crimson gown she found in the crypt, stitched with strange symbols that glowed faintly when the moonlight touched them. Her reflection no longer matched her. Her eyes turned amber, her canines longer, her skin impossibly smooth. She didn't age, didn't sleep, didn't breathe the same way. One night, she ventured to the mirror hall deep within the castle, a place she'd avoided. It was said that the queen's true soul lived in those mirrors, forever watching, forever waiting. Alice lit a candle, its flame trembling as though afraid. As she stepped closer to the largest mirror, her reflection rippled like water. The queen's face emerged, beautiful and monstrous. "You wear my face well," Vlaria whispered. Alice clenched her fists. "Why me?" "Because you came without greed," the queen said. "You didn't want power, only truth. That makes you pure. The purest vessels make the strongest immortals." Alice shook her head. "You stole my life." "No," said the queen. "I gave you mine." The mirror cracked. Alice screamed as pain ripped through her veins, a fire made of ice. Her blood turned black, her heart stopped, and for a moment she thought she had died again. When she opened her eyes, she was lying in the throne room. The castle had changed. The banners were new, the air filled with music and whispers. She stood, and dozens of pale figures knelt before her. Other vampires, servants, resurrected from the queen's curse. "My queen," they murmured in unison. Alice realized she had become what she feared most. Her humanity was gone, replaced by the intoxicating power of darkness. And yet, buried deep inside, a part of her still remembered the light, the sun, the warmth, the laughter. She went to the castle balcony and watched the night stretch endlessly before her. She could see far, beyond the forests, beyond the mountains, into the towns where humans slept unaware of the new queen rising. The queen's voice echoed inside her. "The world is yours now. Feed wisely. Rule as I once did. And when the time comes, pass it on to another who seeks the truth." Alice tilted her head back, letting the moonlight wash over her. She smiled, not the smile of a monster, but of something inevitable. And so began a new reign. Rumors spread in nearby villages of missing travelers, drained livestock, and strange red mist that rolled down the mountain at night. Locals said they heard singing from the castle, a woman's voice so beautiful it made men weep before it killed them. A few who survived claimed they saw her standing by the gates, her eyes glowing like fire, her lips stained crimson, her gown fluttering in the wind as if alive. But the most terrifying tale came from a priest who dared to enter the castle, carrying holy symbols and prayers. He returned broken, his hair turned white, his voice trembling. He said he saw two figures, one ancient, one new, standing side by side. "The queen is reborn," he whispered before collapsing, "and she wears the face of the living." Now, deep inside Castle Varnok, the torches never go out. The halls echo with whispers of the damned, and upon the throne sits Alice, the new vampire queen, her eyes burning with centuries of hunger and sorrow. She rules not with cruelty, but with silence, the kind that comes before the storm. Sometimes, when the night is still and the wind carries the scent of rain, travelers swear they hear her voice carried on the breeze, soft as a lover's whisper, cold as the grave.